Dish podcast. What should we call it? Make it nice. I mean, do I need to do everything around here? And this is why people pay me per hour on the weekends for podcast consulting. Thank you.
Well,
Dorinda
then
should be called Make It Nice. Nene should be called Bloop. I don't know what the fuck Vicky should be called, but not whatever the fuck you
whoop it
just said.
up. Shouldn't it be
Whoop.
called whoop it up?
Honey, she already had that, didn't she? And it
Oh,
got canceled.
yikes.
Yikes. We're not, I never said the podcast course was easy that you pay me for on the weekends. It's tough love, but we breed winners here. Mr. Wonderful says take people out back and shoot them. That's no nicer. I'm sorry. Can we talk about, do you have anything else to say?
No. I was just kind of looking to see any stats on Nini's,
Nene.
my homegirl. They're in the society and culture realm, and they're supposed to
Okay.
drop a new episode today. Their first one came out 6 days ago. I don't know who's doing their podcast because also, it's customary you kind of drop a trailer first because the trailer gets a buzz. It starts getting you ranked. But they did not do that. They just jumped into their first episode. So we'll
And like
see.
a little clips I saw were interesting. I mean, she was saying how
Oh,
she
that's
explained,
good.
well,
But she's
I'm
the
not,
problem. I'm worried it's not gonna work because the problem is you got to be. I think she's trying to get back in with NBC. So if you're doing that, you can't take the gloves off. And
yeah.
what people want are the gloves off, and they want the Nene like that reads people, that will read Andy to filth, that will, I'll give it to our girl Bethany. I'll give it to Bethany. Bethany in this way is smart.
Excuse me.
Yep, I'll give her credit. I don't think she wants to go back to Housewives ever, ever, ever. And she
No.
really, she doesn't hold back. You know what I'm saying? Like she goes all the way. And that's why I think she's making money on TikTok. The podcast is a mess, but that's because, she's I don't know. I don't know why, because it should be more successful. But I think because she leaned into Jason Hoppy, and then because he sent a cease and desist, and I need that guy to help me handle my affairs. That guy's the most litigious thing too, and he's very successful. I want to know who his lawyers are. He does a very good job, and Mr. Hoppy, I give credit to, never breaks his silence. Very quiet, very quiet. No matter
There.
she will read him for filth. He doesn't care.
Very quiet. As you said, what were we just saying? You said, Nini's trying to get back in, so you can't do both. Who's apparently in trouble? I saw, on your friend, Sarah from Texas, my friend too. I saw this pop up on my Instagram. Apparently, Jeff Lewis in trouble with Bravo? Now we all know Jeff Lewis is working with 32 Flavors and is trying to get back on Bravo. Apparently, there's a new show in the works, Flipping Out 2.0. But Jeff said something like he wanted Shannon to come back on the show. And Shannon's like, oh, but I can't do that. Like, look, we all know. I'm going to spare my own thoughts about my working relationship over the years with Bravo and what I think of some of their PR people. This Sarah Page, this. Ooh, she's bad news, this Sarah. She handles some of the Jersey stuff. Bad news. Stay away. But apparently I think Shannon got in trouble. Look, the housewives, it's like under like, a good friend of mine, Ebony K. Williams, once said to me, really, she said it on air. I think she's like, you would hate to be like on the reality show in the network, like all the rules. And I'm like, you're right. So we all know Jeff Lewis does not like to do things anyone else's way except for his way. No shade, girl. I feel it, girlfriend Lewis. But apparently Shannon said something like she shouldn't be on Jeff's, like, I can't come on the show because like you can't just go on and you have to get approval at all times. Like you can do it during the season and promote and so I think Jeff, he likes to, if he wants his friend Shannon on, like imagine if one of our good friends said, "Oh, I can't come on the show." Sarah. Imagine if I had a podcast or imagine if you had a podcast and I was on Bravo now and I was like, Sarah, I just can't do and I was the biggest thing on Bravo and I was like, I can't do your podcast. Bravo won't let me. You'd be like, what? Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself, David. Right. So apparently, I think that has happened with Jeff and Shannon, where Shannon's like, it's not, I wasn't allowed to do it. And I was saying, Jeff, I think so. Was Jeff in trouble with Bravo? Sounds like it. They said, tisk, tisk, Mr. Lewis. So I mean, that's the thing. Jeff has this serious show, but now you're trying to you have a show on Bravo, or is Jeff's show just big enough that it doesn't matter? I don't know. Bravo, I've dealt with them over the years, and I'm happy with things. Like I'm happy with my life now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Good
Good
question.
question.
Lewis, very tight with them though. Very tight with Andy. Andy loves
Yeah,
Mr. Lewis.
loves. Could we talk Blake and Justin? We have not talked this in a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I love it.
And some of this happened last week. We're just catching up, but we all know, he sued for 250 million, the Times. He sued Blake and Ryan for 400 million. They sued him. Again, I feel like they opened a can of worms, these two. I mean, again, like it's one thing when you silence someone over here. I'm sure Jay-Z and Beyonce behind the scenes are, God only knows. But I mean, if Jay-Z and Beyonce went and sued the little guy, I assume Justin's lawyer, Brian Freeman, is like, now, I don't know. I'm not saying Brian Freeman's not a name, and I doubt he's doing it for free. But I assume the same thing with like an Amber Heard. I assume as much as the lawyer's fees are, there's got to be some major discount, right? There's got to be
No, there isn't
something.
because
No?
the part you're forgetting is this is what I thought too. I thought,
Talk to me.
okay,
Talk to me.
when I first got into this, and I've been deep diving it, and I'm going to do like a multi-part series on the Sarah Fraser show, but obviously my uncle's passed. There's a lot going on. So, but I thought the same thing. I thought, how is Justin Baldoni going against Ryan Reynolds, who's worth like $500 million, and Blake Lively's probably, it doesn't matter because they're married, so they're united. We got to the bottom of it. So
Tell
this is
me.
actually billionaire versus billionaire. Okay, because there's also some discussion that Ryan Reynolds is almost a billionaire. Justin Baldoni's business
Mint
partner,
Mobile.
Wayfarer Productions, is a husband and wife team that started the company Payossity. He is a billionaire. He is the one that funded It Ends With Us. He's the one that's backing Justin Baldoni.
Okay.
So this is to Baldoni is on vacation in Hawaii with
I
his
saw.
shirtless taking photos because if I had a billionaire bestie, business partner, we ain't got any cares in the world. Brian Friedman is a huge deal here in Los Angeles. And
Yes, he
Friedman,
is.
let me look at who Friedman has repped.
Yeah, like I don't think Freeman is like, oh,
Not
doing this
working
for
for free.
free.
No,
No.
no, no,
But
no.
what a great case to say I'm suing Blake and Justin. Okay, so I didn't did they know the partner was a billionaire? I assume they did. I mean, lawyers do research before they sue people. Like every time I've sued someone and Heather McDonald tells people on there that I'm litigious, well, just don't fuck with me and I won't be litigious. I mean, I'm very nice if you just don't try to fuck with me. But
Yeah.
every time I've sued someone, we did a full perspective of is there money there? Why are we suing this person? I mean, so they must have known Blake and Justin. I don't think they just sued. They must know that there was $1 billion on that side too.
Oh,
They must have.
100%, 100%. Because I was thinking to myself, how did Baldoni secure the rights to Colleen Hoover, who's like number one writer currently
Mhm.
for women, to It Ends With Us? And again, he was in Jane the Virgin. No, no shade to him, but you know what I mean?
Very good show. Very good show.
How is he doing this? And then I'm like, oh, okay, he's got a billionaire, and I'll find the guy's name and his wife. But
Okay.
interestingly, too, Brian Friedman has previously